Howdy y'all, it's TJ Marquis, and today I'm taking a look at Atticus.io. It's a web app that is for formatting your ebooks and print books. And that's my first caveat, is that it is a web app I would rather install and download, but that's not happening this time. That's just not the way it's set up. Hopefully they'll get to that someday. I don't know if there are any plans. So, that might be a detractor. But I will say that the output is good, and I've been able to use this to good effect. So before we get into Bloodbane and look at what Atticus has to offer, I'm just going to say this is a sort of experimental sort of test run of a video like this. I have had quite a time figuring out how to use the equipment that I currently have to record. I would rather stream. I'd rather have the webcam on, but it's just not working right now. So we'll get there, but hopefully in the meantime, no face and just audio with the video that I can capture will work. Sorry if you can hear the fan sound of my large PC rig. Something I'll have to work on too. But in the meantime, I'm determined to get this done. This is take number 4. Anyway, so here we go with Atticus. You can see you can start a new project. You can upload an existing manuscript document. So if you've got it formatted in Word or whatever, this is where you upload it. It will attempt to interpret your document and split it up into chapters and stuff like that. So that kind of depends on how you format the chapter headings and that kind of thing. You might have to go in and do some fixing. I'd had to when I tried that with one of these projects. And so for this one, I've just been copy and pasting in the manuscript chapter by chapter, because it was going to take about the same amount of time to do it that way. So let's look at the little components here. Here's my project information, right? All this stuff is going to appear wherever it belongs. So it's nice to just get in and change it this way. Pretty much, some of the others work the same. Even Kindle Create has the same kind of setup. So I got my cover, JPEG. You can use PNG, but JPEG obviously is smaller. And we'll keep the EPUB file size down. Logo, download whatever format I want it in, and back up down here. I meant to say too, before we got into Bloodbane, also a sort of a situational test run. We have a very small house, so you might hear babies, toddlers, toys clattering, people calling me because they forgot what I'm doing right now. Anything could happen. You just never know. So welcome to my life. But I like to just do things, right? We got to get this done anyway. So there's copyright, Goichi Manji, cover artist, good guy, good work. Got to get his Twitter handle in here when I get a chance. Table of contents is auto-generated, and it'll take care of that for you in the EPUB and in the print format. Take a look at the body. I don't need to copy and paste anymore because I've done it enough times that you can just, it's obvious. It's obvious how this goes, right? This is where I can edit. I did not really like typing in here. It's not laggy at the moment, but one of the times that I tried it was. So, your mileage may vary. I probably will not be composing in Atticus. I will probably be copy and pasting the stuff that I need over to here. I've got my chapter image, which just goes here in the editor, and you'll see how that turns out with the formatter. Yes, the subtitle. So, if you have one for your chapter, I haven't named these chapters yet, but if we do, pop it in there. Good to go. Okay. All right, so then we've got the chapter body. We've got down here, one of my favorite things about Atticus, the ornamental break, is just an object you can insert. And so I can assign the image to that elsewhere, and then it just shows up wherever. I'm making hand motions over here like the camera's still on. It just shows up wherever it belongs. And so if I have to change them, if I need to change the image, I can just change it once, and it's changed everywhere. Right, so chapter 2 looks much the same. For some reason having a little lag here. Okay, weird interruption. My keyboard was freaking out or something weird was happening. I don't know. I hope that wasn't an Atticus bug. I haven't encountered anything terrible in it so far. I guess I'll report if that was. It was just like switching chapters. But I think it was something else. Because I've also had Wi-Fi adapter issues with the Wi-Fi adapter that I bought. So just all kinds of stuff going on over here. In any case, chapter 2, set up the same way. Break at the end. It doesn't have an internal break. Chapter 3 does. So I've got my ornamental break there and at the end. Alright, so all the way through till the end, that would be back matter. Right, I've written a bunch of books. I'll copy and paste that from another document. Same thing with my bio. Whatever else I want to put back there, you add those from here. These are just the presets that it has, and obviously you could probably just do I think you could just do a blank page. I mean, they're blank anyway. You can just repurpose them to be whatever you want. So let's look at the formatting tab. This is where we're going to live for the most part once we get everything in. Back to chapter 1, you can see now my chapter image is here. Right, this is part of the conceit of the gamelit / light RPG novel that I wrote, is that we will periodically have check-ins with the character's HUD. Probably not in chapter 1, that's something I've been thinking about. There's a reason not to have it there for a few chapters actually, and so I'll probably make that adjustment. But for now, you can see the result. Looks good. It achieves the effect that I want. I can move it to different places if I wish. But you know, it makes most sense. You could put it above the chapter number. You could put it between the chapter number and the subtitle if there was one. But here it makes the most sense for what I'm doing. And you can see these ways that you can move it around. Right? I can say chapter number or both of it if I haven't otherwise defined that. So out here, are we going to have the lead-in, small caps, drop caps? I think it looks best in this one with just these, lead-in small caps. Other settings as needed. Here is my little pole saw with monster blood on it image. If I were to change that, it's going to change an update over here. Right? Change the size of it. 8. Remember that. Don't forget. The too big here is not going to work because it's a pixelated image and it's going to try to want to smooth that out. So, yeah, see, we're getting that little bit of that editor lag. I don't know if it's my adapter, if it's the editor. In any case, I should have just used the arrows. Anyway, there we go. Where should the ebook start? And then print settings. This is my other favorite part. I've got it set to author and title. Let's actually switch to the print previewer here. I've got it set to author and title. So you can see how that works out in the preview. And then this is the favorite that I'm talking about. If I want to change trim size, boom, I just hit it, right? If this was a bigger book, it's about 52,000 words. If it was bigger, I'd probably do 6x9. Takes a moment to recalculate the pages, which incidentally, it was an accurate page count because you get to upload a PDF, and KDP, Kindle, which is what I've mostly been using, respected that. And so when I put in that page count of the last thing I did to the cover template generator, it was perfect, and I didn't have to do any finagling with that after the fact that I often have to do when I start with a Word document and go from there. So Atticus saved me a lot of time in that regard. And I can even easily switch to these other odd sizes, which I would love to do, a very small mass market size paperback. If I can decide where I would have that printed, I'll probably do that, a version of that. The reason for that is, you know, this is going to have a pretty thin spine, and so I can play more with the title and my name and stuff if there's a little more real estate on the spine. This is going to be fairly thin, even in this size. So we'll see how it works out. And then a few more settings for formatting the print. or just formatting in general. Could change it. Could change to the pre-generated themes. Lots of stuff to play with. If I need to, I can go in, edit the custom theme in various ways. Can move around. I should change this back to ebook. Can move around where that image appears, like I said, but this is the best right here. And how all the chapter title and subtitle stuff appears. Update it when it's done. But not this time. We're going to leave it alone. So that's formatting. And it's going to look the way you look. The way you make it look, rather. Export the PDF. Take a look at it. Looks lovely. If there are minor things that I need to change, I can always open it in Adobe and make little edits. I did notice that this, and I noticed this on the last couple of takes, something about this font or something here is kind of fading it out at the top. It almost makes it look like it's got like a Photoshop text style on it, but really it's just cut off. So I'll have to take a look at why that's happening. That did not happen with the other books that I was playing with, so it's got to be something in my settings, which I'll have to go play with. But that's the PDF. Take a look at the EPUB. Boom, boom, boom. Great. I don't think I have something to read this with on this computer, actually. But every other time I've opened it, the EPUB looked great, so there you go. Looked just like my preview. Nice and beautiful. So there it is, Atticus. Despite the failings of my little setup here and the troubleshooting, or the troubles that I've caused myself by going between different computers and just, having the situation I have, it's been great. Saves me time, saves me effort, and in the midst of trying to release a book, that's exactly what I need. So totally worth the $147, cheaper than Vellum, and your only option, as far as I know so far, or your only option with this level of usability, at least, if you don't have a Mac. So yeah, could be cheaper, I think, especially since it's only a web app, and that's really my only detractor. I will update if I come across anything disastrous, world-destroying, or if I come across something that is just as stand out to me as being able to easily export and easily make changes with the images, internal images and stuff like that. Those are really my favorite things. So that's Atticus. Hope you got something out of that, if it's something you're thinking of for your own work, your own craft. So thanks for watching. Like it, subscribe, and until next time, good journey. Oh, don't forget to buy my books. Bloodbane's coming soon, so keep your eyes out for that. All right, bye-bye.